respect.
I learn effort.
I learn responsibility.
It's time to give a bit of your time to others.
Elegance is an attitude. Longines.
Le tir à l'arc. Puissance et précision. Force et finesse. Dévouement et perfection. Intensité et intégrité. Le tir à l'arc, l'ultime défi sportif.
Kia lance les 7 ans d'entretien sur son nouveau monospace Kia Carens. Et oui, Kia surprend encore. Kia garantit déjà tous ses modèles 7 ans et aujourd'hui Kia va encore plus loin et intègre 7 ans d'entretien sur son nouveau monospace Kia Carens.
Nouveau monospace Kia Carens avec 7 ans de garantie et 7 ans d'entretien inclus. Nouveau monospace Kia Carens à partir de 239 € par mois.
Tirez au plus haut niveau avec la puissance des tubes pour flèches Easton. Grâce à la technologie qui a remporté toutes les médailles olympiques depuis 1972, les archers Easton obtiennent continuellement des performances records. Les tubes de précision Easton ont un profil fuselé exclusif, ce qui diminue la dérive et améliore le groupement sur longue distance de tir. Dominez votre sport et marquez plus de points avec les flèches invincibles Easton. Le seul choix pour les archers sérieux.
I learn respect.
I learn effort.
I learn responsibility.
It's time to give a bit of your time to others.
Elegance is an attitude. Longines.
Le tir à l'arc. Puissance et précision. Force et finesse. Dévouement et perfection. Intensité et intégrité. Le tir à l'arc, l'ultime défi sportif.
Kia lance les 7 ans d'entretien sur son nouveau monospace Kia Carens. Et oui, Kia surprend encore. Kia garantit déjà tous ses modèles 7 ans et aujourd'hui Kia va encore plus loin et intègre 7 ans d'entretien sur son nouveau monospace Kia Carens.
Nouveau monospace Kia Carens avec 7 ans de garantie et 7 ans d'entretien inclus. Nouveau monospace Kia Carens à partir de 239 € par mois.
Tirez au plus haut niveau avec la puissance des tubes pour flèches Easton. Grâce à la technologie qui a remporté toutes les médailles olympiques depuis 1972, les archers Easton obtiennent continuellement des performances records. Les tubes de précision Easton ont un profil fuselé exclusif, ce qui diminue la dérive et améliore le groupement sur longue distance de tir. Dominez votre sport et marquez plus de points avec les flèches invincibles Easton. Le seul choix pour les archers sérieux.
I learn respect.
I learn effort.
I learn responsibility.
It's time to give a bit of your time to others.
Elegance is an attitude.
Gladiators once competed in this amphitheater, which still stands today. Now, in 2014, 400 athletes from 45 nations navigated their way to Nîmes for Archery's Indoor World Championships in Le Parnasse. Just off the southern coast of France, this city, once ruled by the Roman Empire, is 2,000 years old and dates back to the 6th century BC. Nîmes has been invaded on many occasions, including this week, as the best in the business with a bow and arrow have been on target, battling for a chance to take their shot at a coveted world title indoors. Well, wherever in this world you happen to be watching and whatever time it might be, bonjour, hola, ni hao, merhaba, konnichiwa, privyet, shalom, guten tag, dzień dobry, buongiorno, good day, mates, and welcome to the Indoor Championships, the final major competition before we head outdoors for the World Cup season, which begins in April in Shanghai. Along with the Dutch archer, the great Dutch archer, Peter Elzinga, I'm Carl Arche, and we welcome you to Le Parnasse, our venue for the World Championships this weekend. Of course, yesterday was the team competition. Today it's the individual archers doing battle, shooting from 18 meters at a tri-spot 40-centimeter target. And we begin with a men's compound bronze medal match. Two good ones for you. Right out of the gates, it's Jesse Broadwater and Stefan Hansen. They have never faced each other before. Peter Elzinga, this is going to be a good one. Jesse Broadwater, much more experience, but Stefan Hansen, we've seen what he can do.
Yeah, he's coming up real strong, and he's shooting pretty well. Last year, winning the juniors World Championships, and he is facing Jesse Broadwater, and he's very respectable archer as well. But this could be really interesting.
He looks young, but don't let that fool you. Stefan Hansen, he is not fazed at all by any of this. And we've got two of the best in the business in the coaches box as well.
Yeah.
Braden Gelantine is coaching Jesse Broadwater, and you've got Martin Damsbo right behind Stefan Hansen.
Amazing.
So this should be a good one. You saw the numbers and the information on both of these archers. In a moment, we'll tell you how they reached this bronze medal match. Jesse Broadwater on target number 1, Stefan Hansen on target number 2. And Broadwater of the United States to shoot first.
Six, 5, boom.
Flying start for Jesse Broadwater.
Good shot, dude. Way to open it up. Stack school, got a fatty.
So they both open up with 10s.
They're both opening really strong. Yep.
Keep it going. Six. Yep.
So right out of the gate, Jesse Broadwater
Timing, man. Good shot.
on his game. Same goes for Stefan Hansen.
Good shooting.
So they're setting the tone early, which is important to do.
Yeah, for sure. In these matches, it's within a point.
And it's not so much sending a message to the other archer, it's sending a message to yourself.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Hansen needing a 10.
Yeah. Well, that's
on the line.
Seems to be good. Yeah.
Looks like it's in. And if it is in, which apparently it is, then both gentlemen have scored 30 points here in the first set, and they will split the set points. We are using the set system now in compound archery.
Correct, yeah.
Which is a difference this year. And for those who are new to the sport, basically if you win a set, you pick up 2 set points. If you tie in the set, you split the points. You each receive 1 point. First archer to score 6 points total wins the match.
Wins the match.
And if it's tied after 5 sets, then we go to the 1-arrow shoot-off.
Correct.
There won't be a test on that, by the way. So if it happens, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to keep notes. We'll take care of that for you. Jesse Broadwater, he defeated Chris Goosens of Belarus 7-1 and then lost a tiebreaker with Sergio Pagni. Broadwater and Pagni both shooting 9s in that semifinal match, but Sergio's was better and ruled the day, and so that sent Jesse Broadwater on to this bronze medal match, where we're tied up in 1 apiece.
Dean Bain, Stack School.
9-10 liner, probably a 9.
Chance for Hansen to jump out in front of Jesse Broadwater, and may have done it.
Yeah, it's looking good, but we can't see it from over here.
9, just out.
He adjusted.
Yeah, he adjusted.
But maybe overcompensated.
Yeah. That could be fatal.
9.
Come on, bud. Be strong here, Jesse.
So after they both shot 3 straight 10s to start off the match in the first set, having trouble finding that 10 ring here in the second set.
Yes.
Bearing down. And sticks it right in the center of the target.
Go to.
10 points.
So they finally get their final shots in here in the second set.
Yeah, we really need to see what Stefan's first arrow will do.
If that stands as a 9, they'll split the set once again. If it's ruled a 10, then the 10 points would give Stefan Hansen that second set, 2 set points. But right now we're tied up at 2 apiece, unless the judges overrule it.
Patrick called it out.
Good look at Jesse Broadwater, who won a team gold medal at the Indoor World Championships in Nîmes with Rio Wild and Braden Gelantine 24 hours ago. So we are tied at 2 apiece.
Yep.
That 9 actually was a 9.
It was a 9, yeah, correct.
Sometimes a 9 is a 9.
Yeah.
Much as you may wish it was a 10.
Yeah.
Step by step, Jesse. Focus on your shot. Nice, strong rhythm. Come on.
Evenly matched. They've split the first 2 sets. Tied at 2, going to the third set.
Yeah, nice shot, buddy.
That's good. Yep.
Back into his groove.
Center punched it, dude. Nice. Go to.
Stefan Hansen.
9.
Shooting low.
Lige under, samme hul. Be strong. Yeah, dude.
Broadwater bangs another one in there.
Stærk skud. Gør skuddet færdig.
10.
And Hansen keeps pace.
Inside. Yep.
10.
Puts it away with 3 straight 10s.
I think it's close. That's this last one. But.
And it's 10.
On that one close as well.
Yeah.
Good look at Stefan Hansen, who scored a major victory over Chris Perkins of Canada, a former world champion. He beat Perkins 6-4 in 5 sets, and then actually had a lead over Rio Wild after the first set of their semifinal match, led 4-2 after 3 sets, and then Rio won the last 2 sets to take the match 6-4. But that tells you a lot about Stefan Hansen.
Yeah,
did not back down from Rio Wild.
No, he's really, like I told earlier, he's shooting really well, and he really got a chance here as well.
They give that set to Jesse Broadwater. He picks up 2 points.
Yep.
And Broadwater now leads in the match 4-2 with 2 more sets. Well, maybe only 1 more set. We'll have to see.
We have to see, yeah.
There you can see the movement of that arrow.
Yeah. These high-speed frames look very, very good, yeah.
And they dispel the notion that many people have that that arrow is just moving in a straight line.
Yeah, it doesn't.
No.
This time, Mr. Hansen falling behind.
So now Hansen trailing in the match, trying to stay alive.
10.
Conceivably, he could split this match and still keep it going, or this set.
Yeah.
Good shot,
Strong, strong performance right now.
From Jesse.
Perfect. Good job, dude.
Skud helt færdig.
Yep.
Good shooting from Stefan as well.
Sticks a dart in there.
10.
Yep.
And Jesse Broadwater
Good job, man.
just continues to fire away.
10, 10, 10.
3 straight 10s. So the best.
For sure, we have another set.
Yeah, at least. Jesse hoping for a split, but he's got to have a 10, and it's a 9. So the 2 points go to Stefan Hansen. We're all tied up at 4-all.
Tied up again, yep.
So a great match to get this session started as you look at Jesse Broadwater and Braden Gellentine. Those two teamed up with Rio Wild yesterday to win the team gold medal. Of course, they knocked off Denmark. That means that Stefan Hansen had to settle for a silver. Same goes for his coach here in this situation, Martin Damsbo. Right now, Stefan Hansen ranks 74th in the world, finished 9th at the Outdoor Championships in Belek last October. Meanwhile, Jesse Broadwater, 26th in the world, finished in the top 10 in Belek as well last fall. Won the field championships 2 years ago here in Val d'Isère, France. A silver medalist in Torino and silver medalist at the indoor championship 4 years ago in Poland. Fifth set underway,
Nice
and
shot,
underway
Jesse.
with a 10.
Stærk skud.
Yep.
Might be heading for the shoot-off.
They're not giving up.
Go, bud.
No.
Very close.
Din bane. Stærk skud. Gør skuddet færdig.
That could be the break Stefan Hansen needed.
9.
Let's go, dude. Come on.
Can't cash in.
No. Ny pil. Giv den alt, hvad du kan.
9.
That opens the door.
Very much so. This could be the money shot.
Stærk skud.
10 to win for Stefan Hansen.
9.
And he cannot come through with the shot he needed to win it. And we're going to a shoot-off.
Going to the shoot-off, yeah.
In our very first match of this session, we go to the shoot-off. You gotta love it. 10, 9, and 9. Looking back at the scores, Jesse Broadwater had 3 10s in the first set, 3 10s in the third set, 2 10s in the fourth set, but he and Stefan Hansen only able to manage 1 10 in that fifth and deciding set. But that's kind of an indication, tells you just how much pressure there is in a situation like that, Peter.
Yeah, but for sure it is. It's a high level and a high standard, and you know, just shooting 28 points on their last end. That can tell you something about the pressure that's on. That doesn't happen very often on the compound gentlemen matches.
Now, how do you approach a shoot-off?
You know, you got to give it your best shot, and you go on it and just do your thing, what you normally do.
Just like any other shot?
Yeah, just like in practice. That's it.
Be you.
And again, psychologically, you cannot make it seem any more important or bigger than it really is, even though it is.
Even though it is, yeah.
This is for the match. Oh, and a high shot. Jesse Broadwater knows that his fate is in the hands of Stefan Hansen, who can put it away, and he does. Closer to the center of the target. And Stefan Hansen is the bronze medalist. Stefan Hansen, the teenager from Denmark. One of the top up-and-coming archers in the world right now. Getting a warm round of applause from the crowd here and a great handshake from Martin Damsbo, his teammate who coached him here today. Jesse Broadwater shooting high, shooting a 9. And Hansen right on that line, but much, much closer to the center of the target.
Closer to the center of the target, yeah.
Stefan Hansen had a little room to work with, and it paid off for him. And a close match. Close all the way. It was tied up after the first set, tied up after the second set. Broadwater led by 2 after the third set. It was tied back up again after the fourth set, remained tied after the fifth set. And then Stefan Hansen breaks the tie as he wins the tiebreaker and comes up with one of the biggest victories of his career. Great work by our career here in Nîmes, France. Hit the Roof Productions, World Archery, bringing you the great pictures and the coverage live on Archery TV. I'm Carl Arche, joined by Peter Elzinga, great compound archer from the Netherlands. As we get set now for the next men's compound bronze medal match. And this is a marquee match if there ever was one. These two guys almost need no introduction, but I'll do it anyway. The gentleman in the white jersey, Sergio Pagni of Italy. And representing the United States of America, Rio Wild out of Pocatello, Idaho. Two of the greatest in the business. Two men who have probably won more medals, more trophies than they can even remember.
Yeah.
So Sergio Pagni, 34 years old, ranked 5th in the world, and has been on the national team since 2005, and today he'll be coached by Marcella Tonioli. And a great look at Rio Wild of the United States, ranked number 2 in the world. And Mel Nichols in the coaching box, coaching Rio Wild. And the two with a bunch of respect for each other. Sergio will be on target 1, Rio on target number 2. Rio going for his second gold medal here at the World Indoor Championships. Got a team gold medal yesterday with Braden Gelantine and Jesse Broadwater.
Yeah. Yeah, in 2003, he won it here as well.
In fact, Rio Wild has been a 3-time indoor champion, 2003, 2005, 2012.
10.
10-9 liner, probably a 9.
Nice strong shot, Rio. Here you go.
Per me c'è.
10, 9.
10.
Nice shot.
So Rio takes the lead. Perhaps.
Yeah. It's close though.
10. 5. 4.
10.
That's good.
Strong
Yeah.
shot here.
Filo bassa a destra.
Marcella making sure that Sergio knows how much time is left on that clock.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
10.
Nice shot.
Now the countdown from Mel Nichols. Sometimes just nice to hear that calm voice in the background.
Yeah. Well, it's what the archer is preferring, of course.
10.
What they need to hear. That's a good shot.
Strong shot.
29 points, perhaps 30 points for Sergio Pagni. Rio Wild.
10, 9, 8, 7.
9.
Trying to put the tip of that arrow in the center of the ring. And now Rio has to hope that that 9 is actually a 9 on that first shot by Sergio Pagni. So the first 2 shots by Rio Wild definitely 10s. The last one definitely a 9. First shot by Sergio Pagni is the one in question right now. And we'll see if they take that asterisk off. Well, they will, one way or the other. It'll either be a 9 or it'll be a 10. And we still await the official indication. Good look at Rio Wild.
It's a 9. It was a 9. Yep.
Was a 9.
Yep.
So just like the bronze medal match, the first set is split. They tie, split those set points, 1 apiece. Rio Wild got to this gold medal match, beating Braden Gelantine, his teammate, in a tiebreaker. Both shot 10s. Rio's was better. Then he fell behind after the first and third sets against Stefan Hansen before coming back to win the last 2 sets and the match 6-4. Second set, Sergio to shoot first.
10. 5, 4.
9.
Strong shot here.
Vai Sergio, apri bem avanti.
10, 9, 8.
10 points.
Nice shot.
So Rio Wild taking the advantage after the first shot of the second set. And Sergio trying to adjust from that first shot, and he does.
Okay, strong shot.
Yeah.
Does he change his sight, or does he just move it, or?
No, it's. I think it's tension that you have, and
good job.
Within these arrows, you probably won't. Maybe you will have a click on your side mark, but
Just a minor adjustment.
Yeah.
10.
Got him back into the 10 ring and keeps him close to the 10 ring. That should be a 10.
That could
strong
be.
shot.
Yeah.
Dovrebbe esserci.
But Rio with the opportunity to take the lead in this match.
10, 9.
10 points.
Yeah, there it is. Yep.
Currently on the line, so that should be 10 points for Rio Wild.
Sono arrivata al 4, quasi 3.
Rio not taking the easy route though.
No. Rio is so experienced in this, and of course you won it a couple of times.
Sei una testa di cazzo. Vai.
Defending indoor champion from Las Vegas in 2012.
Vai Sergio.
Silver medalist at the 2012 World Cup final in Tokyo. That was during a season where he won the gold medal at 3 stages leading up to Tokyo. And he does take the 2 points in that third set, or second set, excuse me, and leads it 3-1. So far, out of the 6 shots that Rio's taken, only 1 has been outside the 10 ring. 5 out of 6 shots have been 10s. Sergio, 4 out of 6. And that's the difference right now. A 3-1 lead for Rio Wild.
Vai Sergio.
Rio winning in Singapore this past winter. Stage 2 of the indoor World Cup campaign. Defeating his brother Logan.
Yeah, correct.
Who got payback in Las Vegas about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I have to mention that.
Yeah, I understand.
Keep peace in the Wild family.
Yeah.
5.
It was great to see that Dad was standing behind them both. And, yeah, it was good. Yeah.
Yeah, Dee enjoyed it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Strong shot by Sergio to start off this third
10,
set.
9, 8, 7.
9.
And Rio just a little bit low.
Dieci. Sì. Vai Sergio.
Pagni puts it where he wants to.
Yeah.
Liner.
Mel Nichols has the glasses on that.
10.
That's good. Yeah.
So Pagni puts it away. And we'll be tied up at 3-all, no matter what happens on this shot.
Shot. That's a little bit on the high side there. Here,
So back to a tie at 3-all right now. Such an interesting sport, Peter. You can go from shooting 10s, and all of a sudden, for just a moment now, you're shooting 9s.
Yeah, yeah. It's of course within the tension, and you got some time to think about a lot of things as well. And it depends on every single arrow. It needs to count on every single arrow. It's so hard, especially for these guys in this situation. Within every 9 you shoot, it's a possibility to lose the set in this high level. So yeah, and they both know it here as well.
Each knows the other may never miss again.
No, no.
Great shot of Sergio Pagni. Beautiful camera work. Capturing the sights, the sounds, the pictures, the emotion that is the Indoor World Championships here in Nîmes, France. Great support from the community. The stands are packed. Energetic crowd. And they are being treated to a great match right now in the compound men's gold medal match. Tied up 3-all.
10.
Beautiful shot.
That's good.
6 straight 10s now for Sergio.
Yep.
Pagni is on a roll. Rio was on a roll. Got off track 10, there in the third set.
9, 8.
Trying to get
7,
back on track.
6. Nice shot.
And he does.
He does, yeah. That's a good 10.
Dieci. 5.
9.
Strong shot.
He's been right a couple of times.
Yeah. And you could see it was taking just a little bit too much
10,
time on those shots.
8, 7.
Just out, I think, to 9.
Another 9. Tied at 19. Tied in the match.
Just out.
10. 5.
10 points.
Down the middle.
Out, yeah.
Smack dab in the middle of the target. So Wild has to shoot a 10 right here to split the set.
10.
And
9,
the points.
8.
10 points.
Nice shot.
And another
A bullet with a bullet. That's a tough pressure shot right there.
Yeah, it does, yeah. Because you just know it has to be in to split it.
You know what's at stake. You know where you are in the match, too. This is not the first set.
No.
Now we're in the fourth set.
Yeah.
And you cannot afford to come away without any points. And Rio salvages 1 point. Sergio picks up a point. And we're tied at 4-all right now. A great gold medal match
Yeah,
here
just
in France.
like I told earlier, if you're shooting a 9, that it could open the door then already.
In this game of 10s, Sergio Pagni and Rio Wild. There aren't too many better putting them in the center of the target. Both with a pair of 10s and 1-9 in that fourth set.
One last time, spectators, please turn off your...
7 out of the 9 shots for Rio Wild. I believe it's 7.
Vai, Sergio.
Yeah, 7 have been in the 10 ring.
Dieci. 5, 4. Sì, bella così.
Took his time. Finds the 10 ring again.
Ten, 9, 8, 7. Nice shot.
And Rio rings one up.
Yeah.
We're tied at 4-all. Could be the 5th and deciding set.
10.
Could be headed for a shootout.
Sì.
Sergio.
Così.
Challenging Rio Wild.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Nice shot.
Great concentration.
Yeah. It will come down to the last arrow.
Dieci. Sì. Sì.
So all the pressure now rests on the shoulders of Rio Wild.
Rio knows.
10.
For the match, it looks low. Looks like it's a 9. If it is, Sergio's won it.
9, Sergio, 9.
They put the asterisk by there, and it's going to come down to the measurement by the judges.
È tua, Sergio.
9 on the line, too close to call right now. Here comes the decision.
got it.
Sergio Pagni. Sergio Pagni is your gold medalist here at the World Indoor Championship. Outstanding performance by the great Italian archer who teams up with Marcello Tonioli for mixed team in the summertime, where they are outstanding, almost dominant together.
Yeah, they are. They're a hard couple to beat. Marcello is all emotional for him, and that says really something about the relationship of those two. Yeah.
Tonioli with tears in her eyes, and Sergio with nothing but love and respect for Rio Wild. And it's mutual. Back at you. I know Rio wanted the gold medal, but so much respect, so much admiration for all of these guys at this level of this sport.
Yeah.
Sergio Pagni able to come up in the clutch at the end of the match in that 5th set. Sergio with 10s across the board. Rio nailed the first 2 shots and just barely missed on that 3rd shot.
Yeah.
Not a game of inches. It's a game of centimeters, millimeters.
Millimeters, yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Else it will come down to a call of the judge. You know, it's so close.
So one last round of applause for these two great archers. Sergio Pagni, your gold medalist, and Rio Wild, the silver medalist here in Nîmes. Sergio won the gold medal at the World Cup final in 2010 Edinburgh, 2009 World Cup final in Copenhagen, went back-to-back, had great success last summer in mixed team competition with Marcello Tonioli on the World Cup Tour, and today comes out firing, all guns blazing, and he wins it by the score of 6-4. Very, very close match, back and forth. Thought we were going to go to the shootout, but it was not to be, as Pagni comes up with the victory. Well, Peter, we're going to thank you for your contribution here today. Always great working
problem.
with you. Enjoyed it.
Thank you very much for having me.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very much.
Peter Elzinga, the great compound archer from the Netherlands, now switching headsets with Victor Wonderly of the United States. Well-known figure on the archery circuit for many, many years, and Victor will slip into the chair, put on the headset, and join us for the recurve competition, which starts up right now. Here at Le Parnasse in Nîmes, France, the Indoor World Championships, and it's the women's recurve bronze medal match. Anastasia Pavlova of the Ukraine and Alexandra Mirka of Moldova, the first encounter ever between these two young and very fine archers. Pavlova from the Ukraine, a 6-4 winner in 5 sets over Karina Lipiarska of Poland in the quarterfinals. She then lost by the same score in the semifinals to Mexico's Aida Roman. That match tied after the first 4 sets. Roman won the 5th set 30-29. Now here's a good look at Mirka, a 7-3 victor in her quarterfinal match before getting shot down 6-0 in the semifinals by Japan's Miki Nakamura. Well, Vic Wonderly, let me welcome you in. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you, Carl. Good to be here.
Looking forward to it and having your commentary today. Been telling folks about you, of course, 6th at the Beijing Games in 2008, 7th in Athens. So you've seen a few of these.
I've been to 3 Olympics and probably close to 30 World Championships, so I've seen a few of them.
More pressure in these World Championships or the Olympics?
Olympics, no
yeah,
question.
Yeah, no question. But plenty of pressure for these young ladies. So here's Mirka from Moldova to shoot first.
8 points to start.
Not the opening she was hoping for, I imagine.
You've got to figure she's a little bit nervous. First time out.
Usually the first and last arrows of the competition is when the nerves show themselves the most. Sometimes in the middle they'll settle down and really get into a groove. But with the set system, a bad opening doesn't necessarily mean a bad finish.
And Pavlova obviously out here yesterday in the team competition, so she's a little bit more accustomed to the surroundings.
The more opportunities you have to compete on the field of play for that venue, the more comfortable you're going to be in the situation.
So a 2-point lead right now for the archer from Ukraine. And Mirka warming up. Pavlova puts the set away and takes a 2-0 lead. So a good look at Anastasia Pavlova on Ukraine's gold medal team of these Indoor World Championships. Came to Nîmes, ranked 17th in the world, was 9th at the Youth Championships in China in 2013, 17th at the Outdoor World Championships in Belek. And Mirka, not a lot of exposure here on the international stage, but had a good week, got through. And we've talked about this before, Victor, that I think just getting to this point is an accomplishment in and of itself.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. Every one of these archers here is a champion, and they had to be a champion in their nation just to be able to qualify to come here. So there's nobody here that isn't a good shooter.
You got to run the gauntlet, don't you?
You sure do. You sure do.
A matter of survival just to get this far, and it's a 2-0 lead for Pavlova in this bronze medal match.
Хорошо.
She really stuck that one.
Both young ladies rising to the occasion. So an opening right here for Pavlova.
9.
Notice Anastasia started with the middle spot. That's not too common. Usually people start from the top and go down, or some of them will start from the bottom and go up, but she started with the middle spot, which is what we use for the shoot-offs.
So a 9 ties it. in the set. 10 takes the set, and she takes the set. So just like that, in the blink of an eye, a 4-0 lead. And I've heard this said so many times, Vic, that it happens so fast.
It really does. These matches go quick, and sometimes, you know, no matter how good of an archer you are, you know, in general, you have to be on right then. I mean, here we are 6 arrows into it, and there's a decisive lead at this point. It's, you know, 6 arrows over a course of an archery. That's like shooting one free throw in a basketball game and missing it or making it.
So if you're Mirka's coach, what are you telling her right now?
I'd just probably be telling her to focus on what she's doing, to focus on her shots, and not get distracted by all the people in the stands and the fact of winning or losing. At this point, she has to focus on the task at hand to make sure to do what she knows how to do.
Of course, that's always easier said than done, I think. This is such a different environment.
It really is. It really is. It's certainly can be a very high-pressure environment. Of course, pressure is what you put on yourself and self-perceived, but it's hard not to perceive it in this environment.
Trailing 4-0. Mirka shoots first and shoots a 9. And Pavlova keeps putting it in the center of the target.
Yeah, she's definitely shooting well.
Mirka hoping at least to split this set, but that 8's not going to help.
No, it really doesn't. But with this game, you never know what happens as long as there's an arrow left in the bow.
10.
Now she's can be a little bit more relaxed on this last one if she just puts it in there.
9 points.
What could be the final shot of this match for Alexandra Mirka of Moldova.
7 or better to win.
Bronze medal.
Took only 9 shots, only 9 arrows to get the job done.
That's pretty quick. It's a pretty fast match, but that's, you know, that's the thing. You can, if you're on for those few shots, you're good to go, and if you hit a rough spell, it doesn't take long to put it away.
Anastasia Pavlova with the bronze medal to go along with the gold medal she won with her team. Ukraine winning the gold medal yesterday at these Indoor World Championships. And this young lady taking a lot of hardware back home.
It's definitely been a very successful event for the Ukrainian team here this year.
It really has, and we've still yet to see Victor Ruban, who's coming up in the next couple of matches.
Right, they still have one more chance for a medal here.
One more chance. They had more opportunities than any other nation, actually. And we're leading in the medal count after yesterday's competition in the team events. And it's really remarkable, I think about it, not to get political or anything like that, but obviously there's turmoil in their country back home. I think it's outstanding for them to be able to come here, focus on what they're doing here.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. It's you know, unfortunate that they have all the distractions of everything at home, but it's good to see that they're still able to come here and enjoy the competition and the sport the way it was meant to be.
Maybe it's an escape of sorts.
I suppose it probably can be.
Yeah, athletics sometimes a good way to get away from what's going on in the rest of the world.
That's one thing I've noticed over time. Even though the governments of the world don't always get along, it seems like the athletes almost always do.
I've noticed that here. At lunch today, all the athletes together and everybody getting along. A lot of camaraderie, great sportsmanship. We've seen that throughout this week and this weekend here at the Indoor Championships, which roll on right now with the women's recurve gold medal match. And the very well-known Aida Roman of Mexico facing the lesser-known Miki Nakamura of Japan. And once again, first meeting between these two archers. We've seen that on several occasions here at the Indoor Championships. Aida Roman from Mexico trailed Ina Stepanova of Russia after 2 sets in the quarterfinals. Then Aida won the next 3 sets, took that match 7-3. Her semifinal match with Pavlova went the full 5 sets as well. It was tied all the way through, and it was finally decided on the 5th set by 1 point. Roman, a 6-4 winner. As for Nakamura, a 6-4 win over Gina Gonzalez of Mexico. who tied Nakamura in each set except the third one. Nakamura took that set 28-27 and held on to win the match. Her semifinal match, not close at all, a 6-0 decision over Alexandra Merka. So the 21-year-old Nakamura against the veteran and the Olympian Aida Roman. On paper, you would think that Roman is the favorite.
She's definitely has the experience of the Olympic medal behind her and a very good finish in the Olympics before that. She's a very experienced archer. I was shooting with her since probably somewhere in her teenage years. She's been very successful. Very hard worker.
Liner, probably a 10.
Off to a quick start, Aida Roman.
Probably a 1-point advantage for Aida at this point.
$10.
No doubt about that one.
She's off to a strong start.
And as Nakamura was shooting that shot, you could see that Aida was trying to just stay within herself.
Yeah, she was definitely trying to stay focused on what she was doing and not be distracted about everything going on around her. That's a good sign of a champion right there.
Closed her eyes, focused inward. Nakamura coming back strong.
Strong performance by both of these archers. They both came to win.
So Nakamura comes back after a little bit of a slow start and is able to tie Aida Roman and split the set points, and we're tied up at 1-all.
思ったよりもいいタイミングで打ってるからそのイメージを聞いて笑顔がいいです。ベンチ見ようぜ、ベンチ。
Aida is practically a national hero in her country after the Olympic Games. Mexico came back with 2 Olympic medals in the last Olympics, and it was her first Olympic medal. So their program is definitely thriving right now. And Aida was one of those instant overnight 10-year successes, I guess you could say. She'd worked very hard for many years and really earned her spot in the archery community. And it's a fun person to be around.
All came together in London, where she almost won the gold medal. Settled for silver as Kibo Bae of Korea took the gold medal in 2012, the Olympic Games. But she is Mexico's first Olympic medalist in archery. Aida Roman. We saw Linda Ochoa yesterday. So a very strong team.
5, 4.
Alejandra Valencia.
She held that shot a long time. Usually when you hold a shot too long, the quality of the shot can degrade.
10 points.
With 20 seconds to shoot one arrow, it doesn't give you any opportunity to let down and start over. You're pretty much committed to the shot, whether it's going the way you want it or not.
Ah.
9 points.
Qualification round, you have the opportunity to let down and start over, but in the finals, there's just no time for it.
You know, outdoors, I understand, with the weather conditions changing, the winds shifting, but indoors, there's no wind, there's no weather. What changes from shot to shot?
Sometimes it's their thinking and their outlook. Sometimes they're allowing the pressure of the competition to come into play.
Thinking too much?
That is a common problem. That is a common problem that plagues all of us from time to time.
So right now, Aida Roman needing just 7 to take the set.
Ten.
She goes even better with a 10.
You see the look of focus and determination in her eyes. She definitely came to play this time.
So Nakamura, 21-year-old archer who is unranked and competing on this stage for the first time ever in her career against the veteran Aida Roman, ranked 6th in the world, was number 2 in the world back in 2013. Finished 9th at the 2012 Indoor World Championships in Las Vegas.
Sometimes being that underdog, unranked person can take a little bit of pressure off too. You have nothing to lose at that point going against the veteran.
Apparently they did award the first 2 points to Roman. It was not a split set. So after that set, she picks up 2 more points and leads 4-0 in the match.
At this point, as long as she can continue tying the sets or winning 1 set, she will move forward to take the medal.
Just wide left.
Yeah, she's working that left side of the target a little bit.
Roman had her eyes closed while her opponent was shooting. Is it difficult not to watch what the other archer is doing?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no, but if you're really paying attention to what you're doing and focusing on yourself and not the other person, you can tune out everything in the stadium, all the noise, all the people. And you just have to have good focus.
So it's the game within the game.
Exactly.
10.
Some of these archers will go up there and won't remember or hear anything other than just, you know, silence in the target, and others will hear every person in the crowd.
See everything, hear everything.
It's usually better to be the person who's not distracted, but distractions or not, you just have to learn to compete through them because they will be there.
So this is for the match.
9 points to win.
May only take 9 shots to do it. Steely-eyed Aida Roman. Bearing down and getting the medal. A gold medal for Mexico.
That was definitely a gold medal performance today. She was on top of her game.
Dominating is the word that comes to mind.
The Olympic silver medalist is now the world champion.
Adding to her resume. Aida Roman with kind words and a big hug for Nakamura. But experience was served today.
That it was. That it was.
It was really interesting, at least for me, Vic, to watch Aida Roman and the way she stayed within herself. Obviously, through the years, has found something that works for her and just stays right within almost a little bubble that she's got around herself.
That's great. It's great when an archer is able to do that. And in our sport, you know, nobody can tackle us, nobody can block us. You know, it's only what you do. So if you can focus and shoot the same form, the same technique that you do in your backyard, that you do at your archery range at home, if you can do that here, you'll get the same result. It's not always easy with the pressure of everything, and I don't know of anybody whose archery range at home looks the same as this archery range here with all the lights and all the noise and distractions. But you can train to learn to block those distractions out. If you can stay within yourself, you'll usually achieve your best result.
Aida was able to do that, and as the result, she comes away the 6-0 winner. And as Vic Wonderly just said, adds to that silver medal she brought home from London. She is now an indoor world champion, gold medalist here in Nîmes. So congratulations to Aida Roman. From Mexico, the gold medalist, Miki Nakamura, takes the silver medal home. And of course, the bronze medal awarded moments ago to Anastasia Pavlova of Ukraine. So a 6-0, in fact, 2 sets back, or matches back to back in the women's recurve. 6-0 victories in the bronze medal match and 6-0 victory in the gold medal match. As now we set the stage and get ready for the men. The men's recurve bronze medal match. And it's going to be Brady Ellison of the United States facing Taylor Worth of Australia. And before we get into how they got here, we have to give a little bit of background information. From 2012 to 2013, Taylor Worth defeated Brady Ellison 3 times, including London. So there's an interesting history between these two archers.
This is definitely going to be an interesting match and an exciting match to watch. There's definitely a little bit of rivalry here.
Brady Ellison, 8th in the world coming in. Brady is 6'5" winner over Florian Kalund of Germany in the quarterfinals. They both shot 10s in the shoot-off. Taylor, or Florian, I should say. Actually, Brady more on target. Then he went up against, I should say Taylor Worth went up against his Australian teammate Ryan Tyack in the semis and got blanked. Tyack missing just 1 of 9 shots. Brady Ellison defeated a Swedish archer in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, he redeemed me on that one. The Swedish archer knocked me out, but Brady went on ahead and knocked him out. So we still ended up with an American in the bracket.
And he shot well against Victor Ruban in the semifinals. But Victor winning that match 6-2. So here's Brady Ellison. Matched up once again against Taylor Worth.
9 points to start.
And usually they face each other in qualification. I don't recall too many times where they've actually been in a medal match.
9 points.
I think this is going to be a very interesting match. Taylor has beaten Brady before, so he knows it's possible, but Brady is an incredible shot, and he's shooting very well. I was watching him in practice yesterday and talking with him a little bit. He was very fired up for this match. He's definitely ready to go.
Both great competitors.
10.
Okay, another strong shot, Brady.
And they show that on the first 2 shots.
There you go, right there.
That's as center as you can get right there.
That's a good start.
Taylor Worth needing a 10, and he gets a 9, and so the set goes to Brady Ellison.
No, keep it stronger.
Mr. Worth will be shooting first on target number 2.
We got a big American flag in the stands on the right side.
So an early lead for Brady Ellison of the United States, 8th in the world, number 1 a year ago. Hurt his hand last spring, and that kind of hampered him throughout last summer.
That slowed him down a little bit. He's pretty resilient. He's definitely a very determined archer, and he does a good job with his training, so he's ready to go here today.
Brady was able to bounce back, qualify for the World Cup final in Paris, and came away with the bronze medal there. Was the silver medalist the year before the World Cup final in Tokyo. 17th of the London Olympics. Of course, the highlight at those games for him was getting that silver medal in the team competition, and they almost got the gold.
They nearly did. They nearly did. They came very, very close. It was definitely an exciting match. Brady's one of the best pressure shooters out there right now, and very experienced archer.
The Australian challenger going first, trailing 2-0 in the match. Taylor Worth, who has been ranked as high as 15th in the world. Look at determination on the face of Brady Ellison, whose shot
Stronger, Tyler.
veers off to the right.
Very good.
Strong shot here, Brady.
Tyler, good. Excellent.
Right there.
Very solid, smooth shot.
Brady fighting back.
Okay, strong shot here, Brady.
You can tell he came off of that one a little bit rough. It wasn't the follow through that that you'd see on a smooth shot there from Taylor.
There you go, right there.
Right in that same hole, right in the same hole on the middle of the X. I was with Brady yesterday on the practice range. He was tweaking his tune in a little bit, trying to make something a little bit better on his bow, and he was really shooting well yesterday. I know he had also heard one of the Australians congratulating Taylor on the bronze medal immediately after Brady entered the bronze medal match, and I think that really lit a fire underneath Brady. I'm not for sure that had the effect the Australians were hoping for.
Never a good idea. Never a good idea to do that. I don't care what sport it is.
That was kind of poking the bear with a big stick, if you ask me. But
I think it's always dangerous to start polishing the trophy before you play the game, especially with somebody who is as competitive as Brady Ellison.
Yeah, he's been a great teammate for me since he's joined the team here over the years. He's a strong competitor. I'd be very slow to bet against him on anything.
Vic Wonderly joining yours truly, Carl Archery, here on our live coverage from the Indoor World Championships in Nîmes, southern France, and a 10 to start off the third set. And a surprising 8.
Yeah, you see Brady shaking his head there.
Sometimes you have to laugh to keep from crying.
Good shot.
You know, difference between a good shooter and a bad shooter. Sometimes a good shooter like Brady, he'll shake that shot off, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this next one hit the 10 ring. Whoa! Actually, I am surprised.
You are surprised.
Now. I am surprised.
And I think Brady is a little bit too.
With the set system, though, you know, chances are he probably with an 8, he probably had already lost his set. So he's whether he misses the bail on that arrow, hits an 8 ring or hits the 10 ring, doesn't matter at this point. It just matters that he gets comfortable, finds his shot and form again for the next round.
And he's back in that form now. Hits the 10, but those 2 8s cost him the set and gave 2 points to Taylor Worth, who's back in the match, trailing 4-2. Taylor, a great young man from Australia. I've had a chance to meet him, talk with him. I don't think Taylor was counting his chickens before they hatched. I don't think that he was assuming anything going into this match. Teammates might have, but I doubt Taylor Worth would have been. Taylor Worth, 9th at the Olympics in London. Won the 2013 Australian Open as well as in 2010. Competing a long way from home here in France. 3 great shots for Taylor Worth. He trails by 2, heading to the 4th set.
Taylor Worth shooting first, starting number 6.
Good,
Strong
good.
shot here, Brady.
Hold on, boy.
Good job. Still on that 3 o'clock side. Good job. Nice strong shot here, Brady.
So here's a chance for Brady Ellison to forge ahead in this set.
Right there.
Does just that.
Another good one,
Yeah.
just like that.
Both of those shots are in
Good
the
move
exact
on the
same
side.
spot in the 10 ring, just a hair off the middle. So he's doing it exactly the same on both of them.
Good shooting.
Your shot right now.
So Taylor has done everything he can on that shot to try to keep hope alive, keep the match going, but it's in the hands of Brady Ellison, who can put it away. A money shot on the line. It looks like it's on the line.
It looks to me like it's in from here, but the best angle is going to be up there at the target looking down the side of the line. All it has to do is touch the line to be considered in.
And from our vantage point of that camera angle, it looks as though it is touching the line. Indeed, if it is, Brady Ellison is your bronze medalist. It's in. It's over. Brady Ellison of the United States has defeated Taylor Worth of Australia. And Brady Ellison, with a big hug from his coach Mel Nichols, able to sigh that sigh of relief. Pressure's off. And Brady able to defeat his old nemesis Taylor Worth.
Brady was actually predicting he would go 4 sets with it when I was talking to him yesterday. I think he anticipated having a couple more 30s in there than what he did, but the match ran about the length that Brady was anticipating it.
Well, when the pressure was on, Brady Ellison came through. And Brady, who, by the way, shot a score of 597 a few years ago here in Nîmes in qualifying, tied a world record, comes up with a big performance right here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Another bronze medal at the Indoor Worlds for him. So he's been a very consistent competitor here over the years, and he's always, if he's not on the podium, he's awfully close to it.
Yeah, he's got fond memories of this place.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. I can't remember one of the finals rounds here for the Nîmes competition. I don't remember how many 30s in a row it was he shot in the finals, but it was a lot. He was on fire on a string that was just unbelievable. He was closing out match after match, not giving anybody a chance.
Well, now that you mentioned that, Vic Wonderly, let's take a look at the scores throughout this match, which Brady Ellison wins 6-2, 3 straight 10s to finish off the 4th set. Had 2 10s in the 2nd set, 2 10s in the 1st set. That 3rd set gave back some points as he had a pair of 8s to start off on the first 2 shots, finished off with a 10. But for the match, 8 out of his 12 shots, I believe, in the 10 ring.
Yeah, you know, I mean, this was a good performance, and it was a bronze medal winning performance, but in Brady's world and his ability, this actually was not his best match. He's capable of much more, and I imagine Brady's probably a little frustrated with the shooting, even though he did win.
Although when you win on a day when it's not your best day,
that does speak volumes for how good he is. When you're able to win on a bad day, that's a talented archer there, or a lucky archer. Sometimes a little of both.
Little of both. 2 good, talented archers right here. In the men's gold medal match, recurve competition, you are looking at Victor Ruban of Ukraine, 32 years old, ranked 20th in the world, but has a gold medal resume to his credit. He was a 6-4 victor in the quarterfinals and then was almost flawless in the semifinals against Brady Ellison, 11 of his 12 shots in the center ring. And now he'll face another Australian. This is Ryan Tyack of Australia. He cruised to a 7-1 victory in his quarterfinal match, then needed just 9 shots in 3 sets to blank Taylor Worth in the semifinals. So Ryan Tyack versus Victor Ruban, and the only matchup for these two down through the years, Ruban won 6-0, and that was at stage 1 in Shanghai last year, 2013.
I got to shoot with Ryan in the qualification, both at this Indoor World Championships and the last Indoor World Championships as well. And he seemed to be shooting pretty good. Once in a while he'd have an end that'd get away from him and struggle, but generally he shot pretty consistently and pretty good throughout the match.
He'll need to be on his A game today, and he's on his A game right from the start.
10 points to start it off.
Victor Ruban, gold medalist at the 2008 Games in Beijing.
10 as well.
And of course, Victor, a team gold medal yesterday. Trying to hold it steady.
Yeah, you could see him trying to recover from that shot. His sight pin was probably a little bit on the left-hand side when he shot it, because you could see him trying to bring his bow arm back over at the last minute.
9.
Well, all tied up.
Четче, Витя.
At the very least, Ryan Tyack will split the points.
Is it your shoulder?
As Victor Ruban.
Keep him finished. You'll be fine.
Ooh, surprisingly low with an 8. And Tyack takes the lead.
It's hard to get away with 8s when you're shooting against the best guys in the world on these. You notice a little bit of difference in their equipment. Victor Rubin's shooting X10 arrows, so it's a small carbon outdoor arrow that we generally use for the outdoor competitions because of less wind drift. And Ryan's using aluminum arrows, which are also extremely accurate, but they can catch more lines due to the size of the arrow indoors. They're not preferred outdoors because of wind drift. Indoors, both arrows can be very accurate. The aluminums will catch a little bit more lines, but has a little bit slower reaction time in the bow as well, so sometimes a mistake can be magnified a little more.
And that arrow's in the air for less than a second.
It doesn't take long. You blink and it's there.
It's there, and a lot can happen, though, on the way to that target.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, no matter how well you do the whole shot, it's that split second that you let go of the arrow. If you do something wrong at that second, it can affect the whole outcome of the shot.
So Ryan Tyack with a 2-0 lead after the first set. Victor Ruban from Ukraine. And we assure you he did hit a target.
Yeah, I think they were zoomed in on the wrong spot there.
Run, fine.
And a 9 for Tyack. Ranked 72nd in the world standings. Ruban back in the 10
Вот
ring.
так держать, четко, четко. Не застаивайся, четко работай.
10.
So tied at 19 after the first 2 shots. Second set. 2-0 lead for the Australian. And Ruban trying to put the pressure on.
Yeah, you're shooting pretty quick, smooth shots there.
Он неплохой был, но все-таки не по месту прицел.
That's a close one. I'm not sure about that. They'll have to call that one at the target.
So Ryan Tyack, silver medalist at the Australian Open last year. Finished 9th 2 years ago in Las Vegas at the Indoor World Championships. Going up against one of the best in the business, Victor Ruban, who competed here in Nîmes the last time they held the Indoor Championships here back in 2003. They've been around a while.
I was at that competition, actually.
You've both been around a while.
I remember shooting with him at a tournament in Antalya, Turkey, probably, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago. And we walked down to the target there, one end, shooting a 6-arrow end, and he forgot to shoot one of his arrows. He only shot 5 arrows into the target.
Shortchanged himself. I guess it happens. If you stick around long enough, you see everything, don't you, Vic?
Yeah, you do. You do. But I'm sure he learned a valuable lesson from that match as well.
Don't leave any bullets in the gun.
That's right.
I wonder if Victor looks back on that story with the same sense of humor that we do.
I doubt it. I doubt it. But,
yeah.
But the good news was, even if he'd have shot a 10 on that arrow, I still would have beat him for the match. So.
Ruban, by the way, did pick up the 2 points in that second set. We're tied at 2-all.
10.
And he needs a 10 to keep pace with Ryan Tyack, and he does.
10.
Ryan, good.
That thumb on the back of his neck.
You don't see that too often, but it creates a very solid anchor point. A lot of the old Soviet countries used that technique for many years to great success, but it's not the technique that you see used most often these days. But obviously, it's a gold medal winning technique.
It goes back years, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
But don't forget, before we shooting 10 and 10, you do really well. And keep
Door is open for Victor Ruban, and he goes right through that door and slams it behind him.
He did, right in the middle, right in the middle. Whether you're shooting the thin X10 arrows or the fat aluminum arrows, if you shoot it in the middle, it's in the middle.
Victor knows a golden opportunity when he sees one, saw one right there, took advantage of it, and picked up 2 more points and takes the lead of the match 4-2 and is in position right now to pick up his 2nd gold medal here at the Indoor World Championships in Nîmes.
Yeah, it's nice at that point in the match when you have a little bit of a lead. You don't want to relax too much, but you know if you have one good end in the next 2 ends, you can shut it away. You can afford to make one mistake, although you never want to.
And there's a good look at that style employed by Victor Ruban with the thumb on the back of his neck. As you said, using it as an anchor point.
Yeah, it locks his hand in, makes it very steady for his anchor point. Zabrowski used that technique for many years, and he was one of the famous archers from the Soviet Union and Russia, Kazakhstan.
So Tyak, with his back against the wall, comes out gunning.
Витя, держи левую.
And I have to correct myself. They split those set points in the 3rd set, so we're tied up at 3-all. Tied up at 19-all, tied up in the match, 3-all.
10.
So it's up to Ruban. We can split the points or fall behind, and he splits the points.
Both of these archers are making very good shots. They're shooting pretty quick, pretty smooth. There's a few of them that aren't as smooth as they would like, but in general, they're both shooting pretty well here.
Advantages to shooting quickly, just not giving yourself that much time to think it through too much.
And there can be a couple things. One is less time to think, and the second one is, seems like after it takes a couple seconds to settle in initially, but after that point, you're expending extra energy, and you slow down the motion of pulling through the clicker. You notice there's a clicker on the front of the bows, and the second the clicker drops, it makes a clicking sound, tapping the bow, and the archer lets go instantly. It's almost like a reflex to the archers at this level that have done it this many years.
And you talk about the energy, Vic. There is a lot of energy expended in drawing that bowstring back, because you're talking about what, 45 to 55 pounds, somewhere in that range?
Depends on the archer, but I would imagine these archers are probably in the upper 40s. Anywhere 45 to 52 pounds would be my guess. And they burn a lot of mental energy in these matches too. Shooting 3 arrows in a match like this will tire you out as much as shooting 10 arrows in practice.
As calm as they may look, the adrenaline is flowing.
Ryan Tyak, 10 points.
10 more for Tyak, who is hanging in there with Victor Ruban. We're tied at 4-all here in the 5th set.
9.
Ooh, and a break for Tyak. That may be the break he needs to pull off an upset.
All he needs is one more arrow now, one more 10, and he'll seal the deal.
He's on the verge. Ruban has to give himself a chance, though. And he gives himself that chance, stays 1 point behind, but it's all in the hands of Tyak right now.
1 arrow away from a world champion.
For the gold. And there it is.
He did it in world champion fashion. That hit the very middle.
Ryan Tyak down the middle. And Victor Ruban finishes strong, but it's not going to be enough. So a match that was so close all the way through comes down to a difference of a 9 and a 10 on the final shot. and it means a gold medal.
It's a very fine line when you get to that level. This has got to be very exciting for Ryan and the whole Australian team. It's been a while since they've had an individual world championship, and definitely a big boost to his young career at this point.
He may not be showing it outwardly, but I'm sure inside, that's one excited guy.
Yeah, it is. It is. I guarantee you he's jumping up and down inside, even if you don't see it.
So Ryan Tyack, on paper, you've got to say that this is an upset. Victor Ruban obviously came in with more experience, more credentials, a gold medal in the Olympics. Ryan Tyack, obviously, I think the biggest win of his career.
Oh, most definitely. But, you know, with archery, it doesn't matter what you did yesterday. It doesn't matter what you did last week. You can be an Olympic gold medalist, and you can lose to the lowest ranked guy on the field if you don't put it together at that moment and that point in time. Ryan was shooting pretty solid this week. His scores were pretty good, pretty consistent. When I shot with him in the qualification round, he was doing well. It doesn't surprise me to see him up on the podium.
So a great battle between Ryan Tyack and Victor Ruban, and the Australian able to come away with the victory. And he gets a little bit of revenge for his 6-0 loss last year to Victor at stage 1 in Shanghai on the Archery World Cup outdoor circuit. So Tyack takes the gold medal, Ruban settles for silver, and Brady Ellison happy to come home with a bronze medal from the indoor championships as we now set the stage for the presentation of the medals to the victors. Speaking of Victor, Vic Wonderly alongside Carl Archery here at the Indoor World Championships in Nîmes, France. Well, I think they've done an outstanding job of staging this event. The lighting, the atmosphere, the music, everything has gone so well this week.
I was just thinking that when you said that. They really have done a class act for this whole thing. They always do a wonderful job here in Nîmes. They have a lot of experience. They have very good organization, and you know, the practice that they have with the Nîmes event every year and previously hosting a world championship at this venue. This has really been first class.
No, it's been an outstanding week. The expo next door has been great. I'm sure you've been over there spending some money.
I was definitely walking around looking at all the new archery products and trying to keep up to date on everything, and it's always fun to see what archery products are around the world.
What can they improve, Vic? What can they make even better? I know technology's always at work 24 hours every day. What could be better?
Well, you know, there's different things that they're always tweaking a little bit, trying to build a better mousetrap. You know, in the end, we're the one who has to shoot the arrow, and it all comes down to the person standing up there with whatever bow they have in their hand or whatever arrow they have in their hand. They still have to perform the shot. But you know, they're steadily making advancements in archery, and some of them are small advancements. But at this level, it's a fine line that separates the difference. Sometimes it's a matter of just literally catching the edge of that line or missing the edge of that line. We saw many arrows that they had to get a line judge on to get the outcome, and 1 millimeter may have been the difference for some of those archers today.
As we've said before, not a game of inches, a game of millimeters, centimeters, and today it made a big difference in several of the matches that we watched right here. So now we get set for the presentation of the medals. 6 matches this afternoon. And the men's compound started off with some great close matches. Stefan Hansen taking on Jesse Broadwater in the bronze medal match, and then in the gold medal match, we saw 2 of the marquee athletes in this sport, Sergio Pagni and Rio Wild, going at it. Then in women's recurve, Aido Roman, a dominating performance. Same goes for Anastasia Pavlova. And in the men's recurve, Brady Ellison with a big win in the bronze medal match, and Ryan Tyack pulling off an upset over Victor Ruban. So first, the presentation of the medals in the men's compound competition here today in Nîmes. And the dignitaries who will hand out the hardware to our 3 medalists, Sergio Pagni, Rio Wild, and Stefan Hansen. And that's quite something for a guy as young as Stefan Hansen to be on the same podium with Rio Wild and Sergio Pagni.
That it is. Those are two definitely some very good archers and icons of the sport. Rio comes from a family full of archery. His father, his younger brother are both archery champions, and the Wild family is one of the best known names in archery in the USA and around the world for that matter. But being young like that on the end of it, sometimes being young and bulletproof can make it easier to not to think too much when you have nothing to lose and just ready to go for it. But he definitely had a good performance today and earned his bronze medal in the World Championships.
It's good to be young, isn't it, Vic?
It is.
Especially for Stefan Hansen, who has got a lot of talent, a lot of ability, and is going to be a major factor in archery for a long, long time to come. Stefan Hansen of Denmark, who teamed up last summer with Patrick Larsen, Martin Damsbo, and created a very formidable team for the Danes. Each one of them a very outstanding archer in his own right. And Stefan Hansen, the one on the podium today, accepting the bronze medal. Taking the silver medal, Rio Wild of the United States. Rio in a tough battle with Sergio Pagni. It was tied up, 1-1 after the first set. Rio took a 3-1 lead after the second set. It was tied at 3-3 after the third set, 4-4 after the fourth set, and it came down to that final shot. And Sergio Pagni's shot was just a little bit better. And Sergio Pagni will accept the gold medal as he wins that match by the final score of 6-4. Sergio Pagni of Italy. It's not his first time at this rodeo.
No, it is not. No, it is not. But still to make it past an archer like Rio in an exciting final like that, he has to be pretty thrilled.
Back in 2012, Rio defeated Sergio in the quarterfinals of the 2012 Indoor Championships in Las Vegas. So a little bit of payback here in Nîmes.
Rio is probably one of the most decorated compound archers that we've had in world competitions. And Sergio has been very successful in his country as well, and really had a lot of great championships for them.
So he adds this gold medal to his resume, which includes back-to-back World Cup outdoor final victories in Copenhagen and Edinburgh back in 2009 and 2010. great way for these three guys to put a wrap on this indoor season.
It is. I know many of the competitors I've talked to this week were anxious to get ready and move on to the outdoor season. This kind of marks the end for indoor season for many of these competitors. And it's a big outdoor season ready to kick off.
Vic, how much carryover from indoor to outdoor, especially if you've had a good campaign during the winter season?
It's very helpful. It's the same form and the same technique that you shoot both indoors and outdoors. The biggest difference is just changing over the equipment. Many of these archers, it means changing from their aluminum arrows to their carbon arrows. But, you know, like we saw Victor Rubin was shooting the carbon arrows, for him, there's not going to be much of a transition. It's just going to be a matter of changing the sights to 70 meters and aiming a little higher.
And that's what I was going to ask you next. How big of a jump is it to go back out from 18 meters to either 50 meters for compound, 70 meters for the recurve?
It's a little bit getting used to the angle and then also getting reacquainted with the wind, but it doesn't take very long. It doesn't take very long. It's, you know, like I said, it's the same form and same technique.
Doesn't change your shot?
No, generally not, other than the fact of you're just aiming at a higher angle.
Okay.
It doesn't take very long to get used to that.
Especially with the recurve aiming at that higher angle.
Yeah, those arrows arc pretty high up in the air, especially when you start shooting 70 meters, 90 meters. I'm not for sure how many feet off the ground it gets, but you know, we can say it gets maybe 10 feet, 12 feet off the ground, that arrow, as it arcs through the air.
And of course, we'll be watching the wind meters as we go outdoors to see how that is. That played a big part in Belek, of course, last year at the World Championships outdoors, and it plays a part, and it's a factor everywhere we go, actually.
It is. You know, a tournament like this at indoors, you just aim at the middle and shoot every single time. But outdoors, you have to be very observant of wind changes, and sometimes it may mean aiming 2 or 3 feet to the side of where you want to hit and letting that arrow drift in.
It's almost like putting sometimes.
It is.
You gotta read the green and see how far it's going to curve, and then adjust accordingly.
That's right. Sometimes you miss it a little bit, or overcompensate and undercompensate, or sometimes if you're not paying attention, you may miss the wind shift. So there's some trial and error involved, and definitely experience can help come into play in these events.
Well, that's where it makes this sport an art, I think. There's so much science involved, but it's also an art.
It really is. There's a lot of feel to it, and it's kind of like music. It has to have a harmony and a flow to it. It's not, there's definitely a process to it, but it has to be a smooth, fluid process, like a good song.
And I'm glad that the sport is that way, because otherwise it would just be, you'd be machines.
That's right. That's right.
And nothing automatic in this sport, no question about that. Although it seemed automatic almost in the women's recurve competition, as both matches were decided by the score of 6-0. It took Anastasia Pavlova only 9 shots to put her opponent away, as she was able to beat Alexandra Merka from Moldova 6-0. Pavlova with a very, very strong performance this weekend. Medaled yesterday in the team competition for Ukraine, and now comes back today and gets the individual bronze medal. Ukrainian archers performing very, very, very well.
We saw them shooting well at indoors a while back, and a lot of their juniors shooting very well. And I remember one of the coaches leaning over to me and saying, "I wonder if this is the future of archery in Europe coming." And it wasn't long after that that Victor Rubin won his gold medal, and we've seen many Ukrainians on the podium since.
Had her teammates on that Ukrainian team. Marchenko, very strong shooter, as well as Sichnikova. So Ukraine's women acquitting themselves very well here in France this week. And the same could be said for Miki Nakamura, who reaches the gold medal match and takes home the silver medal. But not able to put up much resistance against Aida Roman of Mexico, who used all that experience and all that talent and made it pay off. Big smile and a big gold medal to go around her neck. So the woman ranks 6th in the world, number 2 a year ago, silver medalist in London at the Olympics, first Mexican archer to win an Olympic medal. Now brings home a gold medal from the Indoor World Championships. She's put her studies on hold in order to focus on her archery. And I think if you're going to be at this level, you almost have to, don't you, Vic?
It's very difficult to hold a full-time job or to be a full-time student and compete at an Olympic gold medal level or a World Championship gold medal level. I found for myself that I competed at a very high level, but when I was in college, I could do school well, or I could do archery well, or I could do both mediocre, but I wasn't able to do both of them well.
Have to make a choice, and Aido Roman has made that choice, and it's paid off and paid dividends with a gold medal.
We have next our final ceremony.
There's the veteran Aido Roman showing the newcomers how it's done. Got to get everybody together for those shots.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. That experience that she gained in the Olympics definitely brings her a lot of confidence moving into competitions like this.
That's what struck me today watching her, just how confident she is.
Yeah, she definitely looked very cool, collected, confident in what she was doing, and it showed in her performance. Sometimes the pressure of these situations can invoke a fight or flight response, and those who turn to the flight can be in big trouble, and those who turn to the fight can oftentimes make it work. And but those who can stay calm and keep their head screwed on the whole time, they oftentimes come out on top, a champion like Aida did today.
And I can't overemphasize this enough, how different this setting is here in these finals. I mean, you go from a practice field or inside a large room, you're shooting with 200, 300 other people, and now you come in here, there's 2,000 people watching just you. The lights are on, the announcers are talking, there's cameras moving all over the place. It is a totally different environment, and if you haven't been there before like Aido Roman has, it's a little bit different.
It definitely is a different experience that's hard to train for. You can train for.
How do you prepare for that? You can't. I mean, if it's the first time.
Well, there's a few things you can do that will help, but I'm not going to give those all out on the air today.
Okay, all right. No trade secrets. You'd have to kill me, right?
In Beijing, I heard that I believe it was the Koreans actually built a stadium similar to the Beijing stadium that they practiced in regularly prior to the competition. They got the specs of the Beijing stadium and constructed one just like it and brought fans in so that their archers could have the experience of being in the Olympics before they got there.
Well, that's the definition of confidence, isn't it? Having been there before and having experienced it and having had success.
That is true. That is true. The rest of us had to use mental imagery, but they were able to build a stadium.
Reminds me of what my friends who are in the construction business say. The only limits are your money and your imagination.
I think that's right.
We can do anything you want to do, as long as you got the money. We'll figure it out.
the left, you see Vladimir Ashev. He was a very accomplished archer, held the world record in 1352 for many years, shooting for the unified team, Soviet Union. He was a very, very nice man and a very great archer, very accomplished career.
Brady Ellison on the victory stand once again, accepting the bronze medal as he fights off Taylor Worth, who had defeated Brady a couple of times, including at the London Olympic Games, but Brady Ellison coming up with the answer today and defeating Taylor Worth in the bronze medal match. Final score of 6-2. So Brady, 6th in the world, or excuse me, 8th in the world coming in, getting set to go outdoors again. We'll see him quite a bit, I'm sure, on the Outdoor World Cup circuit this summer, which starts in Shanghai, then goes to Colombia, then we'll head to Antalya, Wrocław, Poland, and the World Cup final will be in Lausanne, Switzerland in September.
It's always an exciting final to watch. Coming up here at the first week in April is the Arizona Cup. It's one of the first outdoor competitions of the year. You won't see all of these competitors there, but you will see quite a few of them show up to this tournament to kick off the outdoor season and get an early start to it. Brady's a native of Arizona, so he always enjoys that one being there in his backyard.
Victor Ruban, the silver medalist from Ukraine.
Gold medalist, champion of the world.
And here is the man who pulled off the upset, Ryan Tyack of Australia. Tyack had defeated his teammate Taylor Worth in the semifinals, had cruised to a 7-1 victory in 4 sets in his quarterfinal match, and improves upon his 9th place finish 2 years ago in Las Vegas at the Indoor World Championships. Boy, oh boy, does he improve. Goes all the way from 9th to the top of the podium.
Doesn't get any better than that.
Nope, it doesn't. Ryan Tyack. And I was impressed by his confidence, too, the way he came out and handled himself.
He did very well. He did very well. I could see on his face and in his form, you know, there were some times that he shuddered a little bit, but he would usually get it back under control pretty quickly, and the mistakes he made were very small ones, and most of it, and very small and very few. He generally shot well and had some very, very good shots in there, as would prove his performance for the gold medal.
No fatal mistakes and some big clutch shots.
Sometimes in those things, it's who makes the least mistakes who wins.
So now the national anthem for Australia. Ryan Tyack going 10-10-10 in the 5th and deciding set. Victor Ruban, his final 2 shots were in the 10 ring, but made that slight error on that first shot, scored a 9, and that's what cost him.
That's all it takes sometimes, and shooting a 29 is actually a reasonably good end. That's not a bad end. I mean, 30s are better, but 29 is not a bad end. But to win the gold medal, takes a 30 sometimes.
These guys are so evenly matched, and you know this, Vic. You competed against them all the time. The margin per error is just so slim.
It really is. If you take the scores that they would shoot over the course of 60 arrows and you average that down to 3 arrows or to 12 arrows in a match like this, you're even on 12 arrows, you're talking a a point spread difference of 1 or 2 points between some of these shooters, and they'll fluctuate more than that just from end to end. So it creates a lot of close, exciting matches.
Yeah, it really does. A very thin line between winning and losing, especially here at this level. But today, these archers, Aida Roman, Sergio Pagni, Anastasia Pavlova, able to straddle that thin line and come away with a victory. Well, congratulations. In case you're just joining us this morning in the Recurve Junior Women's Competition, Andriola of Italy wins. Zargalova got the silver, and Zezenska, I should say, took home the bronze. In the Recurve Junior Men's Competition, it was Weckmuller with the gold, Schmitz the silver, and Pasqualucci with the bronze medal. And Brady Ellison, you see him right there, Victor Ruban, all medaling this afternoon here in the afternoon session of the Indoor Championships. Lasting impressions of Nîmes here in 2014 for you, Vic Wonderly.
They did a great job, Carl. They really did. It was a class act. They did a wonderful job. A lot of hard workers made this possible.
So some great work done by the people behind the scenes, and obviously great work done by the people in front of the cameras as well, including Ryan Tyak. Big smile on his face as he heads home with the gold medal. What a weekend it has been at Le Parnasse here in the ancient city of Nîmes. Congratulations to all who medaled and to all who came and competed. We look forward to seeing what happens when we head outdoors for the World Cup season beginning in April in Shanghai. Till then, for Vic Wonderly, I'm Carl Archery saying au revoir for now from the Indoor World Championship.